Greetings and salutations, loyal viewers of this channel. My name is Sean, and today we have an absolutely fascinating story of local corruption, potentially out of the city of Oakland, allegedly, because the Oakland mayor has actually had her home raided, along with additional raids that have to do with a wealthy Vietnamese family that runs the recycling operation for the city, that has been in trouble with the city and with the state of California in the past for corrupt dealings, and it appears that the mayor, as of right now, has been involved and has been the beneficiary of what appears to be a pay-to-play scheme. That being said, again, she's already facing recall, and the reason for that is because she's one of these woke defund the police politicians who ended up deciding to cut the budget of the Oakland police, even though in previous years crime had actually dropped significantly in Oakland for the first time in a long time, and she was undoing that progress. So it's an absolute disaster for the mayor in the city of Oakland, and we're going to get into it. But before we do, thank you to everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
Thank you very much. Well, this morning we are waiting to hear from Oakland's Mayor Sheng Thao one day after her home was searched by federal FBI agents.
So like I said in the top of the video, there are a bunch of different raids that occurred across the city of Oakland having to do with this wealthy family from Vietnam, their recycling company, and yes, the mayor of Oakland, and this included a raid of her home. And what we find out through this local news segment is the corruption involving this organization and the mayor specifically goes back a couple of years. However, this organization itself has actually had problems for many years prior to that. And of course, that's interesting because they've essentially already been in trouble for being paid too much in a previous what appeared to be pay-to-play scheme. And yet this what appears to be a corrupt, entrenched special interest has been allowed to continue to operate in such shady ways that now the FBI is on to them. But let's get into the local news segment so you can see what's up, so we can break it down, and so we could talk about how much trouble Mayor Thao is actually in.
As community members who were originally pushing for the mayor to be recalled are now calling for her resignation. Now, the mayor has not responded to those calls for her resignation. She's also not addressed the FBI search that took place at her home yesterday morning. Our crews were here yesterday, and throughout the day, we have not seen her. But as far as the search is concerned, federal agents were here. They started their search around 6 yesterday morning, and they stayed for several hours. We know there were multiple agencies executing search warrants, including the FBI, the IRS, and the U.S. Postal Service. Our cameras captured the moments that those agents loaded cardboard boxes and plastic bins into their vehicles, but what is inside those boxes is unknown.
In 2021, the California Fair Political Practices Commission issued a finding of probable cause that California Waste Solutions, the company involved in the FBI raids this Thursday, made 93 illegal campaign contributions.
All of these places that they've searched indicates that they have been working on an investigation for quite some time.
So it's really important for you guys to understand what they mean by 93 illegal political contributions. And by the way, I believe towards the mayor, this adds up to something like $76,000. But essentially what happened is actually what Dinesh D'Souza ended up going to jail for, although D'Souza's violation was at a much smaller scale. In that particular case, D'Souza wanted to donate more than the legal limit to somebody he knew that was running for political office. So he asked his wife to donate money to that candidate as well, so that way he could double his donation power. However, what made it illegal is that D'Souza is accused and convicted of actually paying his wife back so that she didn't actually donate that, and effectively he gave more than double the legal limit. That's what he was prosecuted for, that's what he went to jail for, and even though nobody had ever gone to jail for an offense like that, especially one so minor in the grand scheme of things, that was the precedent set under the Obama administration against Dinesh D'Souza. Fast forward to today, and we have 96 similar counts where this organization was essentially reimbursing, according to the complaints, according to the findings back in 2021, all of these different donors so that they could effectively donate over the legal limit. And this makes a lot of sense because this organization is deeply tied into the city of Oakland and they benefit dramatically directly from the government contract for recycling that they end up getting from the city of Oakland that, again, even prior to this, it was adjudicated they were paid way too much for, way more than over market value.
They were made to numerous local campaigns, mostly for Oakland and San Jose City Council campaigns. The donations totaled $76,250. The FPP says this was done at the direction of Andy Duong, the owner's son, in the names of other people who were reimbursed by the company.
One of the reasons why I like to show you the clips is because sometimes I make mistakes. Apparently $76,000 was not the total that went to this particular candidate, the mayor of Oakland. It is the total that they sent to all these different various Oakland City Council candidates and, of course, in the city of San Jose. So I apologize for giving you that incorrect information earlier. Again, this is why we review what is actually going on, and I don't just go based off memory, even though I just went based off memory. You figure that one out for yourself, kids.
From June of 2018 to September of 2019, Sheng Thao for City Council received 13 such contributions totaling $9,900. The office of California Attorney General Rob Bonta, whom Andy Duong calls a brother on social media, sent KTVU this reply. We are aware of the matter. We suggest reaching out directly to the FBI, who is handling this investigation.
So right there were 13 donations of the 96 that went to the mayor. You can understand this is why the mayor might be in trouble, especially if she ended up giving a kickback to this particular organization. On top of that, this man, the son, the orchestrator of this particular scheme, appears to have photos with all these different various California elites, including the California State Attorney General, because obviously, in my opinion, this person, either legally or illegally, as he is accused right now, has been buying political influence within the Democratic Party in the state of California. This is why, despite the fact that this family has this reputation for getting these crazy contracts from different various cities, specifically in the Bay Area, they continue to be seen as a legitimate business and a legitimate option by the governments over there.
In fact, the Duong family has many pictures with many luminaries and celebrities on Instagram and on the family-controlled Vietnamese American Business Association website, illustrating their business, social, and political prowess.
Now, of course, you see them in photos with Gavin Newsom. You also see them in photos with John Kerry and other different various Democratic Party officials. And this makes a lot of sense because not only are they a big local vendor for the city of Oakland for recycling and all of that, but they're also a part of the Vietnamese Chamber of Commerce, the actual heads of that organization. So this family has been involved in politics deeply and has profited off of that. Again, this allegation says there might be something illegal about it, but either legally or illegally, or both, to be fair.
Mayor Thao is ready, willing, and able to cooperate fully with federal investigators. She has nothing to hide. It's unfortunate that she has had to endure the bad optics of having this search warrant executed on her home. She would have cooperated with this investigation without the need for this search. She will continue to do the work Oakland expects from their mayor and provide the federal government with whatever information they are seeking. We have no information that she is or will be the target of this or any investigation.
Now, the mayor, of course, has been in hiding, but you have statements from people like her attorney right there, where he says the mayor would have totally cooperated with the FBI. It is very unfortunate that it looks so bad that the feds have raided her home, but to be clear, the mayor has been completely missing in action since this raid actually occurred. On top of that, while that written statement might sound interesting to you guys out there in the audience, it's not interesting to me, especially when this lawyer makes a very odd and kind of hilarious distinction about the mayor's involvement in this particular investigation, claiming that even though they raided her house, she's not the target. The house is the target.
She's the mayor of Oakland. She's an elected official. She's hiding from nothing.
That's Tony Braz, the attorney for Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao, responding to questions tonight about where his client has been since the FBI searched her home yesterday. Braz, a San Francisco criminal defense attorney and former federal prosecutor, claims the mayor was blindsided by the FBI search on her home and has nothing to hide. He doesn't believe the mayor is the target of the search.
The target of the search warrant was the residents, not her.
Now look, a lot of people get angry at defense attorneys whenever I show their quotes, whenever somebody appears to be overwhelmingly guilty, but to be perfectly fair, this is the United States of America and everybody is entitled to a defense, and defense attorneys are supposed to advocate for their client, not necessarily tell the truth.
He doesn't believe the mayor is the target of the search.
The target of the search warrant was the residents, not her.
But that being said, Every once in a while advocating for their client, they suggest something so absurd, so ridiculous, and so hilarious that we just gotta pause and stand in awe and kind of laugh at it. Mayor Sheng Thao is not under investigation. Her house is under investigation because the search warrant was a warrant to search her house, not to search her, whatever that means. Absolutely ridiculous and absurd in every possible way. Obviously, the reason why they were searching her home is because she is involved in this investigation that the FBI is working on for years. And to be clear, when you have a Democratic politician that is already in a very bad political situation, the FBI initiating this raid against the Democrats likely had to have some pretty substantial evidence in order for them to do so. Now, again, this particular family is incredibly powerful in the state of California and specifically in the Bay Area. They hold influence not just with the local politicians, but they've also organized a bunch of different trips to Vietnam because they have influence over there as well. So obviously, this is a touchy subject for all these different California officials because they are deeply entrenched with these people. And I would hope that one of the things that we would see is if they're doing this kind of sketchy behavior at a statewide level or in other cities that have yet to be revealed, because this looks really sketchy.
Where is the mayor? That is the question much of Oakland is asking tonight.
Mayor Sheng Thao has not been seen publicly or heard from since the FBI searched her home yesterday morning.
Now, like I said, the mayor has essentially disappeared off the face of the earth. She does not want to face the press, the media, or anything like that, which leads me to believe that she is in a significant amount of trouble and might be facing some level of indictment. On top of that, we have to be perfectly honest, it is a good strategy for her, maybe not politically, but legally, to speak through her attorney because, again, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, and you have the right to protect yourself from self-incrimination. But I do want to point out how these progressive politicians that take office fighting against corruption, fighting for the oppressed, consistently, time and time again, prove themselves to be super sketch, incredibly corrupt, and they usually hide behind the veneer of one of their popular Democratic policy programs in order to do so. Recycling, that falls into the environmental category, and who would have expected, except for anyone who's been paying attention, that a green initiative, a better the environment initiative, would be loaded for corruption. Now again, many on the left would not have expected this, but you definitely should, just based on the fact that a lot of these industries would not exist without government contracts, so of course, they're going to do a lot of things in order to obtain those government contracts. They're not profitable on their own, so they have to engage with politics in this way, and that makes it rife for corruption. On top of that, of course, they hide behind the veneer of saving the planet, saving the environment, and lefties tend to eat that stuff up and excuse whatever, whenever, when it's convenient, but now it's being thrown right back in their face.
Not only did I run her office, I was very instrumental in helping run her campaign.
Renee Webb tells me she served as chief of staff for Sheng Thao for a year and a half, and that she questioned the amount of money Andy DeWong was funneling to the campaign. Webb says she shared her concerns with the FBI in a meeting February 3rd of last year. She gave me texts and emails from the FBI that confirmed the meeting.
In just the line of questioning, I could tell that they had already been looking into some of their kind of pay-to-play type of activities.
Now look, I'm certain that more information will come out about this well-connected political family in the city of Oakland, about the Oakland mayor, about her involvement, and all of that. And again, this should have devastating impacts on her recall campaign, but I do want to give credit to Tao's former chief of staff. And by the way, this woman had been with Thao for a very long time. She was the chief of staff in the campaign all the way into the administration, who apparently saw some of the corruption that was going on and spoke to the FBI. She was actually interviewed and she explained some of this by the local news affiliate, and I want to play a little bit of that for you because it's nice to see somebody who at least appears to have some level of integrity within the Democratic Party, within a left-wing progressive city, so credit where credit is due.
Oh, really? What sorts of things were they saying in terms of the questions about pay to play?
Just about board appointments, about contracts, about Andy, about the DeWong family.
Webb says she knew Thursday's raid by the FBI was coming. We spotted Andy DeWong leaving his house and his name on evidence boxes that the IRS agents carried out of the DeWong family business, California Waste Solutions. The lead investigator from the Oakland Public Ethics Commission confirms to me that the DeWongs are still under investigation for a money laundering scheme. Court documents I've received allege that Andy DeWong arranged contributions to candidates, including Sheng Sheng Thao using straw donors.
Now look, on this channel, we've covered a lot of different various instances of corrupt politicians, corrupt Democratic politicians, and by the way, I gotta point it out, corrupt black female Democratic politicians, and guess what? This is somebody who's sticking up for Oakland, who realized that the FBI knew what was up, knew what to look for, and apparently gave up the goods on Thao, and this ultimately might lead to the ousting of one of the worst, wokest mayors in the United States of America.
Webb tells me the end for her as chief of staff came on the day Thao was sworn in, and that the mayor's partner, Andre Jones, tried to bring his ex-wife into the ceremony.
And then finally I was like, Andre, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you got to get the hell out of here. I was like, this is too much. I don't know what's going on. Sheng was all crying. She was like, why would you do this to me on my day? Like, this is crazy.
Webb tells me she texted Sheng Thao during the raid to say she's praying for the mayor.
She has a good heart, and she came in this wanting to do it, but sometimes that power in that machine just takes people to another level.
So let's give credit where credit is due to this particular woman. She's coming right out with it. And while the mayor is cowering in silence, she's going out and telling people what's up. She's telling people what she did, what she said, what they're looking for, and giving us absolutely crucial information so that we can paint a picture of a pay-to-play scheme while all these different various California politicians, including the Attorney General, remain completely silent. So yeah, credit where credit is due to Miss Webb. I thank you for this, but that's all I really have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the raid on the Oakland mayor. Till next time.